Hello and welcome along. We're going to look at calculating change as a percentage in this one. Follows on from some other work with percentages, and there are a couple of ways of doing these, but you should already know what a multiplier is. The way that we're going to teach this, if you don't know that, go and find out first. So, multipliers. Multipliers we use in a lovely sentence that works really well for a lot of percentage problems, and that sentence is original times multiplier equals new. Some people say original value, OV, times multiplier equals new value. There are other forms of it, but that's the basic principle, is that we have an amount that we begin with, times it by a decimal, a multiplier, and then we get the new amount at the end there. So let's have a look at this example. The number of students in a college increases from 785 to 834. We want to know what percentage that has increased. How much has it gone up? So all we're going to do is put these values that we've got here into our lovely percentages number sentence there, our equation, our formula. So the original, what we started with, was the 785. Our multiplier we don't know yet, and our new amount is 834. Now hopefully you are confident with manipulating this formula, and if 785 times something equals 834, then if I want to work backwards from that, I'm going to divide by the 785. Divide by 785 to work out the multiplier. That's the bit we're trying to work out. So when I divide by 785, I'm going to find the multiplier. And if you chuck that in your calculator, whoops, a bit too fast. If you chuck that in your calculator, you should find that you get 1.062 something else. Let's round that just to one decimal place, in this case, when we change it to a percentage by timesing by 100. To go from a decimal to a percentage, we times by 100, and we get 106.2%. This is the biggest part of this topic, is interpreting what that means. Well, if I had something and I multiplied it by 1.06, I was increasing it by 6%, because the original thing is always what we regard as 100%. This is 100%, so if I'm finding 106%, what has happened? I've gone up by 6.2% in this case. I've given the answer there as to the nearest whole number, 6.2% increase if you want to be more accurate. So let's just go over that again. Original times multiplier equals new. Write that in every percentage question. Most of the time it's going to be very useful. Then we substituted the numbers in and divided to find the multiplier. The multiplier was 1.062. We change that to a percentage, and then we interpret this, 106.2%. The easiest thing to do is to take away what we started with. If I started with 100%, that means I've increased by 6%. So this was a 6.2% increase. Let's have a look at another example with a decreasing problem. So again, we're going to set up this in the same way. Let's just read the question there. We've got a washing machine, used to be £429, now it's £380. Let's work out the percentage reduction. So again, original times multiplier equals new. Get into the habit of writing that down. Put in the numbers. The original was 429, the new 380. We're looking for a multiplier. We're now going to divide, and when we divide 380 by 429, we get our multiplier. That multiplier we need to interpret as a decimal, times it by 100, it's 0.88, and as a percentage, 88.6% to the nearest 0.1. Now, if I start with 100% and then I find 88.6%, what's happened to that value? Well, to go from 100 to 88.6, it's decreased, it's reduced, it's gone down. But by how much? Well, let's take away 100 from 88.6, and we can find that it is 11.4% decrease. So there's a lot of steps to this. It is not that straightforward unless you're very good at interpreting the multipliers. Okay? So take your time, write out your number sentence, then work out what's the multiplier, and then interpret that multiplier by changing it to a percentage and taking away 100. And that gives you the answer. Right, I'll give you 2 to try. I suggest pausing the video now. Pause the video, and then you can have a go at these 2 questions. I'll give you the answer in a second. So pause it now if you want to have a try. Here we go with the answers then. So for the top one, it was an increase from 30 to 39. And in order to do that increase from 30 to 39, we did 39 divided by 30, which gave us 1.3. That was 130%, which is an increase of 30%. The second one, we did 40.9. Make sure you get these things in the right order. Divided by 45.9. And that is 89.1%, which is a decrease of 10.9%. Okay, hope you learned something there. That is calculating the percentage change.